Hello and welcome to Kung Fu Cabinet Episode 9. I'm your host, Kung Fu. In this episode we will review Return of the Dragon, aka Way of the Dragon. Directed, written, and produced by and starring Bruce Lee, aka Lee Hoi-chun. He's also the movie's action director. Also starring Nora Mayo, Chuck Norris, Robert Wall, and Ing-Sik Wang. Listen up, Kung Fu fans. You're in for a treat today. What do you think when I mention the name Bruce Lee? No, Jimmy, we don't think of Kung Fu lessons at the Y with your older brother Kevin. What should come to mind is the greatest frickin' Kung Fu fight scene in all Kung Fu movie Kung Fu history. Kung Fu, yeah. Okay, so it's 1972, and Bruce Lee is making his directorial debut with this made-for-Hong Kong Kung Fu wonton. Here's how it goes. Lee plays Tong Lung, good boy from the old country, sent to Rome, Italy, to help an old family friend who owns a restaurant that's been getting strong-armed by a local thug gang because the gang leader wants the shop property. The gang quickly learns that the country bumpkin ain't much of a pushover, and the gang leader calls in his big guns. Chuck Norris, Robert Wall, and Ing-Sik Wang. Meanwhile, Lee entertains the local chop suey boys, showing off his martial arts skills and how to impress the girly girls. When the stakes start getting too high and blood is drawn, Lee jumps into action and saves the day. Kung Fu, yeah. Stay in Texas, Chuck. Let's check out this chopstick neckbreaker.
The Way of the Dragon.
Dragon whips his tail.
Starring Bruce Lee conquering evil in Rome and using all his fighting skills in this authentic martial art.
Get the hell out of here. Now.
Come on.
Get out. Why?
Here's why.
What's your decision?
Uncle Wong!
Eh? Come on out here quick! The foreigner's here again!
Stop! No! Stop!
All right. I'll tell you. If you don't give us an answer by tonight, we're going to tear this place into little pieces.
Oh, no. Mr. Ho, Please give us a break. Tell your boss we need some more time. Ask him to give us a few days more.
You what? More time? You stupid bastard. Let's have it. So sell, or we'll make you.
That's him.
Everyone says you're fast and very powerful, but I didn't see those things last night. But you told us you've got to learn how to use your hips and legs properly. Well then, let's see you do it.
Hey, you keep quiet. If you watch, you'll learn something.
That's
so
right.
just get out of the way.
Yeah.
They will kill you.
Kill me? Who?
The Way of the Dragon with superstar Bruce Lee as Tang Long and co-starring some of the world's greatest fighters. Chuck Norris, Robert Wall, the 1970 #1 karate professional. Wong In-sik, Korean master of Hapkido, all in The Way of the Dragon. Bruce Lee's greatest achievement as star, director and scriptwriter, The Way of the Dragon. Action, thrills, excitement, revived in the Colosseum in a very different way. The Way of the Dragon. Bruce Lee, The Way of the Dragon.
Kung Fu Wow! Did you see that? This movie gets down. Kung Fu comedy, nunchucks in action, great tour of Rome, Italy from back in the old day. Rome, can you believe it? Man, they drive crazy there. As in other Bruce Lee movies, you won't see a lot of wire work or fantasy foo. This is real life. Kung Fu style, that is. The script and story are all Bruce Lee, and so is the directing, acting, and producing. Never knew Bruce had such a funny bone. The locations are awesome. The comedy is good old Kung Fu fun, which I like to call Kung Fun. You've got cute little kittens and silly goofy waiters, Kung Fu killer camera work, and old school Kung Fu movie revenge and sweet justice. And how do we like revenge and justice served here in the Kung Fu cabinet? Kung Fu style. Bruce is cool and calm, shy and reserved, deadly and dangerous. And guess what? We have a double shot of the Kung Fu cabinet's second most favorite Kung Fu movie character. No, it's not the slutty two-timing can't trust them as far as you could throw them Kung Fu movie villain woman. That's our #1 favorite. It's the sweet, not so innocent, cute and beautiful, can trust them with your heart but not with your money, Kung Fu movie sexy love interest woman. Kung Fu, yeah. Word of caution here. Although this movie is fun and funny and full of Kung Fu action, it's also a bit racy. There's a brief couple of minutes in the beginning of the movie that should be used to get those kids into the kitchen to pop and butter that corn. If you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Return of the Dragon is the American cut and English dubbed version of the Hong Kong uncut Cantonese version, Way of the Dragon, which translates to The Fierce Dragon Crosses the River, which lends way to the name of the American version, Return of the Dragon, which was released after the 1973 American release of Enter the Dragon. They hoped to play off that film's success, hence the name Return of the Dragon. Confused? Me too. Both versions still worth the Kung Fu watch. Lee had already seen great success from his previous films, Fist of Fury and The Big Boss. So with Return of the Dragon, aka Way of the Dragon, we get better location, better sets, better Kung Fu sound and film equipment, and for our Kung Fu pleasure, we get Kung Fu action from the likes of Hapkido expert Ng Sik Wing, karate champion Robert Wall, and 7 times U.S. karate champion Chuck Norris. This Kung Fu film is not disappointing. Well, unless you're a big Pee Wee Herman fan who finds extreme pleasure watching talking chairs and oversized teeth that speak silly voices and vomit verbal diarrhea all over the TV screen. Maybe we have some oversized acting at times, but no frickin' talking chairs. So you've got some Kung Fu cheese acting, cool 70s style surroundings, and jive talk, light-hearted humor, and good old Kung Fu fun, which we like to call what? That's right. Starring beside Bruce is the delicately vivacious Nora Mayo. You'll know Nora from Lee's other Kung Fu top shelves, The Big Boss and Fist of Fury, and can catch her in other Kung Fu jib-jabs like Clans of Intrigue, Snake and Crane Arts of Shaolin, Dragon Fist, and other delights. Nora is one of the good old Kung Fu boys. In fact, Nora is the only actress to have shared an on-screen kiss with Bruce in the movie Fist of Fury. The other names you'll recognize supporting Bruce is the one and only Chuck Norris, or as I like to call him, the Chuckster. Chuck nowadays is best known for his weight machine infomercials. No, wait, I mean his TV series Walker Texas Ranger. Chuck is actually a solid Kung Fu guy. I mean, come on. He's in the Battle Royale of Kung Fu fights with the Dragon himself, in the Coliseum. Chuck is an all-American, true blue, kick your ass with Kung Fu while smiling those pearly whites kind of Kung Fu guy. I mean, this guy is Kung Fu. Served in the Air Force, opened a Kung Fu school, held the professional middleweight karate champion title for 6 years, won the Karate Triple Crown and Black Belt Magazine's Fighter of the Year award. He made history in 1990 when he became the first Westerner in the documented history of Taekwondo to receive an 8th degree Black Belt Grandmaster. And his chi just goes on and on. Kung Fu, yeah? So when I say this movie slams 2 of the biggest real-life, in-your-face Kung Fu masters against each other, I ain't lying. This movie reminds me of The Nutty Professor Meets the Incredible Hulk. That's Jerry Lewis and Bill Bixby. Duh. The Way of the Dragon, Return of the Dragon, was Bruce Lee's last movie. Bruce was able to finally make his movie, his way. Bruce Lee died July 1973, 1 year after the movie's release. He was 32 years old. This Kung Fu classic runs 91 minutes, and I consider it a Kung Fu movie for the expert Kung Fu movie fan. On Kung Fu's scale of Kung Fu, I give it a 9. A 1 is not even a Fu, and a 10 is a Kung Fu pal. That's it for this episode of Kung Fu Cabinet. Keep an eye out for more episodes, and we'll see you in the Kung Fu Cabinet. Thank you.